Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience. In today's video, we are talking about how to do more in this 24 hours that we have in a day, 7 days we have in a week, 12 months we have in a year, and 365 days. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and let's get into it. We're going to be talking about time management and how to do more with our time, because we all know that we can improve something, even the tiniest thing about our time management. So let's get into it. So starting with number one is to make sure that each day, each week, I'm putting that together. So if you are a person that plans during the week, or for the day. So you want to make sure that each day or week has a clear purpose. Make sure that each day does not go by that you don't have a purpose for it, even if it's nothing significant. And when you're a person who works, on a regular, or you're going to school and that's the main focus of your day, there may not be anything much bigger. But day to day, week to week, plan it and make sure that each day has a purpose. Each day you are getting something fulfilled. Even if it's just waking up, going to work, that's something to fulfill. But make sure that you plan it and take pride in it. Don't underestimate what you're doing. Don't look down on it and think it's just the same day to day. Instead, look at it as an opportunity to fulfill something big. Whether it's, again, going to work, going to school, going to church, whatever. Make each day have a purpose. Number two is to consider your most productive time of the day. So we all have different times that we just seem to be more productive than others, but sometimes it's not realistic. We want to optimize our most productive time, but sometimes you need to alter it. For example, my most productive time is between 10 p.m. and like 4 a.m. But here's the problem. I have to be at work by like 7:30. So do you think I'm gonna stay up by 10 p.m. to be productive between then? No. So sometimes you have to adjust it and find new times that you're productive. But I remember when I was going to college, I wrote most of my essays, I applied to most jobs, most internships between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And even that was hard because sometimes I had like 8 a.m. classes that I had to wake up for. But you want to ask yourself, when am I most productive? And if it's realistic, because it's between the working day, preferably between like 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. unless you have an alternative schedule or something, then you really want to optimize that time to accomplishing and getting things done. The third thing is to create a schedule. Be as flexible as you want to be in your schedule, but creating a schedule in your day can be very helpful because it gives you a purpose for that day. Going back to number one, that purpose for that day, and being able to create things, even if it's like exercising. So when I create my planner for the day, and I just use a regular book, I don't even buy calendar planners anymore. Instead, I use a regular book and I write the day, the date, and then I list all the stuff that I want to do. So for example, this is my planner. I don't think you can see it that well, but let me make sure there's no like information in here that's private. But basically I have the day and the date here. So I'm actually filming this video on Sunday, April 30th. Only God knows when y'all gonna see this video because I'm so behind on editing. But to combat that, I am actually have different things I wanted to do today. So I wanted to read the Bible, exercise, go to church. So I've already exercised, I've read my Bible, I went to church. I wanted to cook, but I cooked yesterday, so I don't have to cook today, which is great. I want to prepare for the week. So what I'm going to do this week, what I want to accomplish this week. I want to pay my tithes and offering. Sometimes I forget, so I put it in there. I want to call my family and friends. I want to braid my hair. So after this, I'm gonna have to braid my hair. I want to film videos, which is exactly what I am doing right now. So I'm checking that off. I want to get the stills from the videos, download them, transfer them, just prepare for tomorrow. So it's just a lot of things that I need to get done. Those are not things that people always see as big accomplishments for today. And you know what? I repeat some of them every single day. So tomorrow, I want to read my Bible. I want to exercise. I want to go to work. I want to, continue my editing. So these are things that I put on my planner, even if it's every single day, because those two things, read my Bible and exercise, is practically on every single day. I still want to make sure that I remind myself that day that I still want to do these things. So if that's something that you still need to put on there, put it on there. Do not underestimate anything you're going to do that day. So again, if you want to cook, if you want to wash clothes, do laundry, clean up, still put it on there, because those are things that still take up time in your day, and you will look back at that day and think, I did accomplish something. I cleaned my apartment, I did laundry, I cooked, I packed food for work. Whichever it is, you are still accomplishing something. Number 4 is to break down those tasks into manageable parts if needed. Now, there are some tasks, of course, that you don't need to break them down, but I don't know if I expressed this in my planner, but for example, editing videos. There are different steps to editing these videos. So of course, there's filming these videos, and I need to download the video from my phone. I'm using my phone to film. So I'm going to download from my phone. I'm going to get the stills for the thumbnails, create the thumbnails. So I'm not just saying that edit videos and that's it. Like, I still want to break it down so I can remind myself that these are different steps within that process that I still need to do. I need to create the video projects on my editing software. So no matter what, I still have a lot to do, and it is really important for me to write them down and know that yes, I still did accomplish this today. I'm not gonna get all and everything edited. I'm definitely not gonna get this video edited today, but I'm going to create a video project. I'm probably maybe gonna be able to start the thumbnail, whichever it is. The saying is that way to eat an elephant is in small bites. Basically, you want to break down big things into smaller things. Not for everything. In general, if I want to clean, what do I want to clean? The living room, the bathroom, the bedroom, whichever it is, you maybe want to break that down and it'll be more helpful to you. Number 5 is to prioritize tasks. We're not gonna have the time to do everything in one day. That is just life. It just doesn't happen where we have all the time needed to complete everything. At least it doesn't feel like it. And so it's very important to get down to accomplishing some of the most important things during the time when you actually have time. So I work because that's the most important part of a lot of my days. Though I have more of a flexible schedule, I still want to make sure I'm accomplishing my work during the time that is set for me, because that's the most important. But let's say I wanted to cook for tomorrow and I want to take lunch, during the week like I do. I may want to prioritize that because I could always leave it tomorrow, but today's the best day to cook if I wanted to versus tomorrow when I come back from work and I'm tired already. Ask yourself, which is the most important? What can move to the next day if I don't have time to do it, and which one is the most important? And sometimes, unfortunately, you have to decide and make that choice. And when you make that choice, stick to it. Which is the most important? A lot of times it's what gets you paid. It really is what gets you paid. What you need to do in that day. If it's like pay rent, okay, if you don't pay rent, you get evicted. So make sure you pay that rent that day. It's the exact same thing. So prioritize and then move on to less prioritized task when you have time. 6 is using time blocks. I do this all the time. It doesn't work 100% for me, but it definitely helps me to be more efficient with my time. What do I mean by that? It means that, let's say I wake up at 5 a.m. So from 5 a.m. to 5:20, I am making my bed, brushing my teeth. From 5:20 to 5:45, 5:50, I am exercising. Then from 5:50 to 6:30, I am getting ready for work. And then from 6:30 to 7, I'm making breakfast, packing food, packing my bags, ready to leave. And then from 7 to 7:30, I'm going to work. From 7:30 to 5:30, I'm working. Then I'm scheduling from 5:30 to 6, coming home. Whichever it is that works for you. Those are like my general blocks. So I don't always follow that method depending on the day, but those are the general blocks I have in my mind on what I'm able to accomplish that day. And I do the same for the weekends. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's my schedule for my weekends. So whichever works for you, and you need those time blocks, and you want to accomplish this in 30 minutes, then move on to the next thing. Then spend an hour on that task and then move on. You want to write it down and allocate blocks of time to it, and it can actually keep you accountable. And rather than you think you have the entire day to do everything, it shows you, well, this is going to take 2 hours, this is going to take an hour, this is going to take 30 minutes, this is going to take 5 hours. So I need to allocate the appropriate amount of time to it, and that can be very helpful. Number 7 is to minimize distractions. Today with social media, all forms of media, it's distracting. Everyone is distracted. Social media distracts social media, other social media platforms. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So when all these things are fighting for your attention, your ear, your eye, everything, you want to make sure that you are allocating the right amount of time to doing your work. And one of the best things is to minimize distractions. Eliminating is better, but I know that it's not as realistic for most of us. So making sure that you understand that, okay, is this the time that I need to delete my Instagram or put it on lock or do something? It can be very beneficial to sometimes just turn off your phone, turn up the TV, turn off the music, and sit there and just do what you need to do. Sometimes you just put on the music and then you focus on doing exactly what you need to do. It doesn't matter, but minimizing distractions so you can focus on what really matters is there. And this is something that I always used to tell myself when I was in college, because I was getting my bachelor's in electrical engineering. The minimum I ever took was 1 semester when I took 5, but most semesters it was 6 or 7 classes. I was commuting to school every single day, and it was very hard to keep up with everything if I didn't minimize my distractions. So during the school semester, I would cancel my Netflix every single semester except for 1 semester, and guess what, that was my lowest GPA semester, so maybe I should have considered canceling it. But every other semester I would cancel it. Why? Because I remembered thinking to myself, this show is always going to be there. This movie is always going to be there. It's not going to disappear from the surface of the earth. This podcast that I want to listen to, I can listen to it next week or the week after or next month. These distractions were going to be the next month, next year, next 10 years. So that's what really kept me motivated to say, this is my time to study. This semester I'm never gonna have to redo on ever. Like, I could keep watching this movie over and over and over and over again, but this semester, once it's gone, it's gone. I don't get a second chance on this. At least I can't afford a second chance because college is expensive. And that's something that I ingrained in myself, and it really helped me when I stuck to it. So minimize distractions and always know that those distractions are gonna be there whenever you're ready to attend to them. Number 8 is to use a timer. So this works very well if you're using the time blocks, but set a timer and then focusing on just what you need to focus on. I don't think we utilize it enough. A lot of us have a timer on our phones, or you can just set a timer on anything, your microwave, your oven, like whichever, your stove, whichever works for you, you can literally do that. But setting a timer and then focusing on what you need to do, then taking that time to just think about what you have to accomplish, it can be very helpful. And it also gives you a good perspective on how long it takes you to do things. So for example, cleaning my entire apartment, I like to do that on a weekly basis, to just do a deep clean. When you look around, you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna clean, that will take 30 minutes or an hour. But when I actually time myself and the level of depth I want to clean, it takes a few hours to do so. So I'm not being just generalized about it. Instead, I have real data that supports that this is how long it takes to actually do things. But I also want to make sure I'm not minimizing distractions during that time period, and it would help me get an accurate time measure of how long it takes to do that task. Number 9 is to be flexible. World is always changing. There's always something that comes up. You need to be flexible, and that's something that I strive to be to a certain point. Just try to be flexible in your schedule. Make sure it's not a life or death situation, unless you're a doctor and you're doing surgery. I guess that's different. But overall, make sure that you're not squeezing yourself so tightly. Give yourself, just time to relax as well. Be flexible. When an opportunity comes up, you should be able to, up to some point, take that opportunity. There are times where I have friends who are like, oh, do you want to just go out to brunch? Do you want to meet up, do something? I'm like, yes, I want to go. I mean, and today I wanted to go, but honestly, so much was actually there. But it's not like with this situation, but I still want to accomplish certain things before the end of the day and the beginning of the week. But still be flexible, be open to new experiences, because I mean, life is short, so make the best of it. And number 10 is to take breaks. When you are working a 10-hour schedule, it's very hard to not take breaks, believe me, because that's how kind of my work schedule is. But when I'm home and I'm completing my task, I like to take breaks between editing. I'm sitting there editing for 5 hours, it's tiring. I like to just take a break. Sometimes I'm not really a nap person, because my naps tend not to be 30 minutes. It's more like an hour minimum, 2-3 sometimes. So I'm not a nap person, but I like to stand up, walk around, do a little stretching, and stuff like that. And so take breaks. Don't be too rigid on yourself. Again, going back to flexibility, putting some breaks in there so you can take some time for yourself to walk around. You can dance, take a dance break. Sometimes when you're concentrating so much on something, you're like missing it. When it was coming times for finals, you're like sitting there trying to study, you're not getting it. But when you take a walk and you come back to it, all of a sudden it's so much better. So remember to take breaks during these times because it's going to be so much helpful onto you. But with that, I'm bringing this video to a close. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because it helps out my channel very much. Remember to ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, so come on over. And remember to leave your comments in the comment section. I look forward to reading it. What is your best secret for maximizing your day? Let me know. I look forward to reading them. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.